All right, welcome back to another fun installment of Mort's tutorial series. And in today's episode, we are going to check out Mesecons. So sit back by the fire and let's go. And of course, if you like what you see here, please consider liking and subscribing. It is greatly appreciated. Real quickly, that's my RV. Yes, we have an RV. I built that off of a fellow YouTuber's tutorial on vehicles. I like it. What does that have to do with Mesecons? I'm using the button from there. Yeah. But let's go take a look at some real cool Mesecon stuff. Now, in the show description, there's going to be several links to the Mesecons website and a Mesecons laboratory where you can find this clock and some other things. I did not build this clock, nor do I have any intention on building the clock, but as you can see, it's 6:07 a.m. and it does correspond to the game time. See, now we just jumped 7 minutes. So if we take a look at this monstrosity, and you have to forgive the unknown blocks, I can't figure out what they used in it. But they use a real-time clock chip and a bunch of controllers to control it with language. So if you am I in there? If you right-click, I'm in a box. There we go. If you right-click on it, this is called a clock. You right-click on the controller, and it has some code in there. And they all have. There's a a plant that provides power. Let's see what this one says. Oh, this one's a little more elaborate. Now, how did I get this thing? The laboratory website has a .we file that you can download and you can load. So just like in World Edit, if you go into World Edit and you go to Save Load, you can actually put in the name of whatever is saved. This clock is capital CLOCK, and you can just place a node down, give it position 1 from your world edit, get set region, choose position 1, and you can spawn it in, just like several other things. So Now, the WE files, the .we files, world edit, will be in your schematics folder, in your world folder. Yes, I've shown that before, but I'll show it at the very end where that goes. So let's take a look at what we got here. So if you go into your inventory and we type in Mesecon, we get a whole bunch of stuff. We have the wire, Mesecon wire. This is the horizontal, and this is the vertical wire. We have a blinky plant. We have another plant, the power plant, Mesecon lamp, solar panel, sticky piston, regular piston, note block, move stone, ghost stone, which I tend to use a lot of. And so we already have that in there. And we have a Lua controller, which you can program and give different, you can have different 1 input, 3 outputs, have it do various things. You have a water turbine, similar to Pipeworks turbine. You have a delayer, node detector, player detector, which is really cool. Insulated crossover cables so you can separate your circuits, and different logic gates. Like here is a A, a diode only lets power go one way. An AND gate. So input A and input B have to be hot in order for input or output A to fire. And then you have the opposite. You have a NOR. So neither this or that one have to be on. And you get the idea. NOT gate. I use a lot of NOT gates. So they're all in there. And then you have light stones. And you have different silicon. There's a microcontroller. Pressure plates. Ghost stone, which I use a lot of. Lever. Button. And that's basically it. So what you're going to want to do, and there is a command block. However, not really sure how that works. I was trying to look up to see what that is. What I have set up here is I have a player detector, and you can see it just turned off. So that blue light and that Mesecon lamp is off of this player detector. So when it detects a player walking up, it turns on. And you can tell it the name of the player to scan for. So it could, if you're playing in a multi-world with a bunch of different players, you can have it just scan for you and nobody else. So it'll only turn on for you. And all I did was put the player detector down with a little wire to the lamps. The node detector, you could have it scan for a certain node and how far away it's going to detect. So this one's set to 2. So 1, 2, whatever is sitting on here, it's going to detect. So we can put some hardened clay, and you see it turns on. It detected something on that node. It won't detect, however, anything after that. So where this is useful, you say? Well, I have some papyrus growing next to a player detect module and an observer or a node breaker. That's equivalent to an observer. So what's going to happen is, and I've added some pipeworks stuff into a chest. There's nothing in the chest except for that. We won't count that. So when the when the papyrus grows, the node detector is going to detect it. And the node breaker is going to break it, send it down that tube into the chest. So what you've created is an automated farm. And you can do that with other things. There's cobble generators. There's where you take lava. It's endless what you can do with it. Now I have it set up to where when it detects something, it's going to trip that detector. It's going to set off a chime. It's going to turn the green lights on, and that's a NOT gate. So when that turns on, since there's a signal coming in, it will turn off the signal to the red lights and then delay the signal to the yellow lights, setting off a dual chime, setting off another delay for a dual chime, and kill those yellow lights. So now all we have to do is sit here and wait for the papyrus to grow. This may take a while. It really does work. We're gonna come back to that because I want to see it. I want to have it do it in real time. So all I have is the wiring coming down, and it hooks up to these. This wire can be frustrating, so you're gonna have to take your time with it. It goes into the NOT gate, and then since there's no power coming in, it turns power on going out. And I have different ticks set up on the delayers. So this one's set to 1, this one's set to 2. So you will see those change. The signal will go here first, and then it'll delay by 1. And I can't remember how many milliseconds or how many seconds delay it is. I think it's less, it's like a half a second. So that's how that works. And we're going to hear it go off, and then I'll be able to give another demonstration. So how this works is it's supposed to be, you put something in front of this, and we're gonna get rid of it real quick. We turn it on. The ultimate garbage machine. See how that worked? And there's the block back there. They kicked it out. So let's put a block in front of it, turn it on, boom, it spits it out into a nice compact little box. So let's make this a little more interesting, and we're going to connect some wire here. Yeah, and we're going to take some ghost stone. Ghost stone. Jeez. And when we turn this on, that ghost stone will disappear. There you go. That's how you can make you can make doorways. Now, I use this on some of the garage, earlier garage doors, and it works. Is it realistic? Not really, but it's kind of cool how you can make a hidden doorway, and you can't change the color of the material. So as long as the surrounding materials are similar, you can create some really cool effects. And there you have it. That's how that works. Oh, it's getting darker out. So on this little one over here that I built, I utilized the pressure plates and a door. And I found that it only works with certain doors. But now what we're going to do, you hear that? Cool. We're ringing the doorbell. Anybody home? Nobody's home. Oh well. That's the note block. So if we step up on the pressure plate, the door will open. And then we go in, and the door will close because I'm stepping on that pressure plate. And there's the note block, which is connected through the wall with the the switch. This lever turns on the lights in the house. There we go. Unfortunately, the push button is only momentary. So you kind of have to use a lever, or you can create a real-time clock and RTC circuit where you have one light switch, turn it on, and it'll stay on until it turns off. I have not been successfully able to do that. So that's why I kind of use a lever, or I'll use something different. So we come back up here, and the lever goes through the wall with the wire. It goes over to the horizontal wiring, and then there's the vertical wiring. Now you have to hide all this because it can get ugly, as you've seen if you've seen my other videos on lighting the fountain up at the waterfall house. That that Mesecon wiring is ugly. And then I use a lot of Mesecons, which I'm going to show another practical demonstration over in the factory and the underwater laboratory and several other places to do hidden doors. Another thing that this will trigger is that here's a sticky piston with a block stuck to it. So that block will retract and extend when activated. We're going to go back to daytime. Now that I want that to work, it's not going to grow. It's aggravating. I really want it to grow. So we're going to help it a lot. We're not going to help it, but we're going to put some gray hardened clay. So as you can see, there's nothing in my inventory except for that dark gray hardened clay. And I'm going to place that node there. There you have it. That's cool. Now watch the piston. See, the piston extends, piston comes in. So like I said, this is a very, very basic display of what the Mesecons can do. And the clock proves it. You can get real elaborate with it. I have seen videos on a person that created a car wash where you had a vehicle drive in, it would sense it, it would turn different water jets on, water spouts on in different parts of the simulated car wash, and it would wash the car. And it was really cool using Lua controllers and using, node detectors and everything else. And if you link Mesecons with Pipeworks and Technic, that's when you really can do some pretty awesome builds in machinery. Because in the Technic, you have the automated miner blocks, which I have set up at the factory, and all the pipework stuff. So you link all that together, and it mines. It sends the ore up to the surface or wherever you have it processing, and then Technic provides all your furnaces and your there's a furnace. There's compressor, there's CNC machine, there's a whole bunch of other machines that you can use to simulate, a construction line and everything else. So we have 5 blocks, 5 of those clay blocks that are sitting up in our chest right now. And there's also sorters and stuff like that. When you link everything together, but the heart of it is this is the Mesecons, and this in Minecraft this would be equivalent to redstone. So now you can see here we have 2 ticks, 2 little green dots compared to 1 green dot. So if I come in here and I right or left click on it, now we're at 3, and that's a little bit too much delay. There's 4 delay. So 1 will fire both these at the same time. 2 is going to have a delay on it. So I really wish it's really cool when that grows. So when the papyrus grows, it will put it in the farm. So we're not going to watch it. We're going to go back. We're going to go back over. Whenever you want something to do something, yeah. But it's really cool. So on the pressure plates and stuff like that, I use that for my convenience store. So it opens the doors up, turn that off. There's also a mod that will go hand in hand with Mesecons, Pipeworks, and everything. It's called Digiline. And in that clock over there was a whole bunch of Digiline circuits. And that RTC clock comes from Digiline also. So, yeah, that's how that all connects together. And there's Lua controllers, Blinky plant. And the Blinky plant, when you start getting into Technic, that will... Yeah, cool. That will... it'll do things with your sorters and your injectors, filter injectors, stuff like that. I haven't figured out how to change the tones of the blocks. But we're still waiting. I'm gonna sit here all day. I got all day. I got like 55 gigs of empty space on this hard drive here. Yeah, we can wait here all day. You don't want to grow. Come on. You want to grow. So oh, the wonders of video editing. So let's see. What else can we cover here? So there's all different lighting techniques. Like I outlined before, different color light stones that you can make, put in. It's not going to do it. I swear it works. And it can get extremely frustrating, especially when doing the wiring, the vertical and the horizontal wiring. You have to plan out and make sure that you have enough room to do whatever you want to do. Up in the convenience store, I have a whole elaborate system set up where you put wheat seeds in the chest, in the filter injector will take it and send it down the line to a furnace, convert it into bread, and then put it into another chest with a dispenser. So when you press the button, it'll kick out the item, a loaf of bread. Up in the factory is where all the ores get smelted, and in various other builds, I use hidden doorways using sticky pistons. I have only been able to do a 2x1 door successfully. It's all in how you do the delays. There's a bunch of videos on that. Over in the castle, I actually have set up the front gate uses Mesecon and all Mesecons, and that front gate it has pistons on the top and pistons on the bottom. So when you press the one push button, it raises the gate and then retracts the piston heads. And then when you want to close the gate, you hit the other button and the other pistons push down on there. So we're going to take a look at several real life examples of how I built it in. Unfortunately, this is not cooperating. I was really hoping to demonstrate watching it, watching the plant grow and it detecting the plant and breaking the plant on its own. There we go. It did it. I didn't do that. So the papyrus grew. The node detector detected it, turned on the green light, and it turned on the node breaker, which broke it, sent it down the line into the chest, and there you have it. There's our papyrus. It worked. Ah, fantastic. Okay. Now we can go check out, we can check out the factory real quick. Okay, in the magic of editing, we're back. We're in the factory. So in the factory, over here we have a blinking plant, which is from Mesecons. We have our in item wise filter injector, which is from Technic. So what happens is it's going to take, it's going to take the ores that it gets from the underground quarry and send them up the pipeworks tubes into these chests. The item filter will take that set item. It'll come down and it'll go to this little setup here. So the items come down and they will go into the various furnaces and grinders. It'll grind up the certain objects that need grinding, send it to the furnace. This furnace, it doesn't need the items ground, and then send it up to the working chest. So that's how that works. Where the Mesecons come in, as you can note, oh, look at that. There's a door. There's a wall. And when you walk up to the wall, the player detector detects, and the pistons, let's see if I can get out of range of it. I can't get out of range. Oh. Behind here is the sticky piston. Oh, I broke it. Behind there was the sticky piston. There we go. So when you get out of range of the player detector, it's going to turn these off, and the sticky pistons will push that wall out and go from there. Then down in here is where more Mesecons are. And there's the Mesecons lighting. I have lighting on top and bottom where you turn on and off the light switch and they all go off. So how that works, let's go take a look at the wonderful wiring. It's easier to show the underneath. See what I'm talking? Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of messy, but it works. It works. And then over here in the, man, I'm just all over the place. Over here, because I'm lagging. So let's go down to level 1. And here is where, my God, look at all the mice. What? What? Get away from me. Over there, we have a quarry. And the quarry, it's finished. Look at all these mice. The quarry's finished right now, but this is where it'll... And that's where all the magic takes place. I'm getting out of there, man. I don't like mice. Mice are cute. However, when they're in a cage. Yeah. So, like I said, all the lighting is from Mesecons, and it's controlled by the it is controlled by the light switch. The lever. And I could get fancy and I could put it on a push button, but yeah, some things, it's still open. Some things, I'm going to have to replace that. So we're going to, oop. So the player detects us and doesn't detect us now. That's how that works. I also use the Mesecons over here in the UFO bay, where these are ghost stones. So when I hit the lever on the wall, which that's what I should have shown while I was in here. When you hit the lever on the wall, it opens up. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Chicken. That was not. You have to watch for that. You have to watch when things get on. Yep, when things get on the lights there. So that well, these are solar panels. There you have it. That is a demonstration of the basic, very... Oh, that's poison ivy. Was poison ivy. That is the very basics of Mesecons. So, it's not letting me do what I want. Let's go back to, I don't have anything set up over there. Waterfall house, island, storehouse is gone, basement. I thought I had, oh, let's go to the barn. There's a great demonstration for that over here real quickly to end the video on, because I've yammered on too much. So over here at the convenience store, I'm carrying around this cobblestone, which is really upsetting. There we go. Over at the convenience store, I have pressure plates. Opens the doors, closes the doors. And then the Mesecons are all set up through where I want a cup of coffee. And it gives me a cup of coffee. Yeah. That is way cool. And then you go under or outside here. Drink my coffee. There we go. And you put wheat seeds in here. It goes through the filter injector. It goes down. And then we go down. We get lost. Oh, there we go. It comes through and it goes through the grinder into the furnace, changes it into bread, and sends it back up. So, yeah, I am using the push button from Mesecons. But that's how that little appliance works. But they'll all go hand in hand with each other. You could do some pretty, like I said, you can do some pretty spectacular things if you use pipeworks, Mesecons, digiline. Yeah. And over here is where, and I've forgotten where this doorway is. So you come up here, and it's a cool way of hiding something. So if you have a player detector that's just for your player, you look at this dirt mound. There's nothing there until you walk up, and it opens up the doors, and there's the sticky pistons. So you could use the bunny rabbit won't let me out. And then it closes back up. Nobody knows. So you could use a bunch of different techniques on automated doors and what you want to show. And these lights here are operated from Mesecons. Mesecon wiring going all the way back to the utility room. So that's going to do it for this episode. For this tutorial, the next one will be like world edit. And what we're going to do is we're going to escape out of here. We're going to go back and I'm going to show. So in your world folder, so here's the world. And where's my world at? There's a SCHEMS folder, and that's where these .we files will sit. And so you can see all my favorite stuff here. There's more because this is my local version. The version on the server also has my little picnic table and that camper van and stuff like that. So you're going to take that file that you download, and it's going to come down as on the website. It'll say clock.we.txt, and you just remove the .txt, and you take that file and you just put it in your schemes folder, and there it is. And it matches the rest of them, and you can place it. Just make sure you have enough room to place it on. So that's going to do it. Yeah, and go from there. So thank you very much for watching. It's greatly appreciated. If you like this episode, please like and subscribe. Every little bit helps. And any questions, post them down in the bottom. All the links will be in the show description. So everybody have a fantastic day, and goodbye.